Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Jensen. I'm the faculty lead for the Marketing in Rome 2021 summer study abroad trip. I'm going to take you through some information and leave you with some things to do if you're interested in joining our trip next year. The picture you see is Campo di Fiore, which is a piazza that's very close to campus. Depending on where you live in Rome, you might walk through them. One of the fascinating things about Italian culture is that the life of the city and each neighborhood revolves around the piazzas, and they change throughout the day. This is a slide of the 2019 crew. You can see we're standing in Piazza Navona, another very famous piazza in Rome. If you Google the University of Arkansas Rome Center, it will come up. And if you look at the map and look just to the right or to the east of it, you will see this long oval shape. That's Piazza Navona. It's the only oval shaped piazza in Rome and maybe in all of Italy. Many millennia ago, it was a athletic facility with chariot races and all kinds of athletic competitions. And over the years, it's changed to be part of the city itself. And you can see all the buildings and apartments surrounding it. The picture on the right, one of the things that we do with the trip is we go on a trip together, a group trip. It's a working trip. We go and visit companies. So we do this particular trip in 2019, we went to the Dolomite Mountains. So we were in the very far north part of Italy. And this is a video of the top of the mountain that we climbed. You can see to the left, those ice-capped mountains, those are the Alps. And as I pan over to the right, you're seeing the Dolomite Mountains. It was probably one of the hardest hikes I've ever been on in my life, but it was so worth it. It was absolutely stunning. It was also probably one of the most beautiful places I've been. So we get to do a lot of fun things like that. In 2018, you can see this is the crew that went with me. We are standing in front of the Colosseum. The Colosseum is one of the tours that we'll go on as a group. One of the benefits we have is that many of the faculty at the Rome Center are architecture and historical faculty. And although they're not necessarily business faculty, the history and the architecture always helps us understand the culture, which then helps us understand the business environment in which the cultures work. So taking a tour with Francesco of the Colosseum is really a once in a lifetime experience. On the left, one of the trips that we took on our weekend trip, we went to more central Italy, Tuscany, and we stopped in Siena. In 2018, one of the things we got to do is dig at a 2,300-year-old archaeological site of a warehouse. It was very cool. So I'm going to play this little video. This shows you the piazza in Siena, and hoping you can hear the bells. You can see the architecture is very different as we move through areas of Italy. So the picture on the left is a picture of my husband and I in 1993. My husband is a graduate of the University of Arkansas, and as an landscape architecture major, he was the first landscape architecture student, along with his friend, to spend a semester in Rome studying. There was an existing program, but prior to this, it was all just architecture students. So I went and visited him. Thankfully, he no longer tries to grow that Van Dyke he's got going there on his chin. The picture on the right is my husband and I back in Italy with my two kids, Phoebe and Reed. In 2018, they came to visit me for a short little visit. And this picture is actually taken outside of Rome at the Pope's summer palace. We were taking a tour of his garden. So for me, the University of Arkansas Rome program has a very special place in my heart, and it's a really amazing experience. And we're so lucky that they've opened it up to students outside of architecture. There are law students that go, communications, engineering, and of course, this program in marketing. So while we're in Rome, we'll be there 5 weeks together. You'll take consumer behavior and global marketing. You'll take both of these classes for a total of 6 hours. I like to work on experiential projects while we study abroad. So we'll do as much applied work as we can. How our days will look: Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday, you will have assignments in the morning. You'll have a little time off in the afternoon. And then in the heat of the day, we will meet in the Rome Center. We'll have class. We'll also have group tours, like to the Colosseum or to Trajan's Market, which is the oldest mall in the world that we know of. I should say Western world. We will go to St. Peter's Basilica as part of our tours. So these are mandatory trips, and they are included in your fees. On the weekends, we will have, like I said, the one group business trip, and that will also include something fun at the end. And then you'll have 2 3-day weekends for you to travel within Rome, within Italy, or Europe, which you'll be able to take off on a Thursday afternoon and show back up to class Monday morning. One of the things you're going to find is that when we're moving around Rome, you are responsible for keeping up and paying attention and being where you're supposed to be. And we keep a tight schedule. Some days are very relaxed, other days are very tight. You're going to have to learn to navigate a very large city. Rome is geographically the largest city in Europe, in the European Union, although not population-wise. It has about, I think last time I checked, it was about 11 million people. The Rome campus, the University of Arkansas Rome campus, actually resides in a place called Palazzo Taverna. This is a palace. Palazzo is palace. Looking at the center photo at the top, that is the gate that the faculty enter. As you walk up that driveway, you come into a courtyard and you see the fountain there in front of you on the right-hand side. As you turn to your right and look at the archway in the corner picture on the bottom left, our classrooms are above that archway and then along the building to the left. There are aristocracy who live in the palazzo, obviously not in the part that we're in, but we're in a very beautiful and historic building. I actually got a chance to visit University of Washington, UW's campus over at Campo dei Fiori last year, and they're in this really ugly building. And I was like, hey, you got to come see University of Arkansas's facility. And they could not believe it. They freaked out at how beautiful our facilities are. It's really quite stunning. We have class in a historic monument, essentially. Here's a little map. So obviously the blue line is the Tiber River. And so if you're, a Percy Jackson fan, the area that the campus is in, follow that black line to the arrow. That's Palazzo Taverna. That's where our University of Arkansas campus is. This area of Rome is known as Centro, which means center. Some people refer to it as Campo Marzio, the Camp of Mars. So prior to the walls being built, the city would flood all the time. And where this part of the city where our campus is for many, many years was just marsh. And so it was called Campo Marzio because that's where the soldiers would do all their exercises and their trainings. Most of the students will live in apartments in a neighborhood called Prati, and you'll notice the big red box on the top left corner. Just to the left of that box is St. Peter's Basilica and the nation state of the Vatican. You can kind of follow the white line around the Vatican to see the wall. This is a very safe neighborhood. You will be within anywhere from 10 to 20, 25-minute walk to campus. The star that you see, the green star kind of, that's known as Castel Sant'Angelo, and the white that crosses the bridge is crosses the river is a footbridge. You will probably cross this bridge every day. I'm going to show you a picture of it. You can see down to the far right corner where the Colosseum is located. It's a little bit of a walk. Okay, I'm going to tell you, you can do it, but it's a little bit of a walk to get from campus to the Colosseum. But there is a great bus, metro, and train system, and part of your fees for study abroad is a 1-month pass. As long as you stay in the city of Rome, you can get on any public transportation for free, and we use that a lot. Here's some pictures of Prati. Here's on the bottom left, you can see Castel Sant'Angelo. It's the round. At one point, it was built by Hadrian and was known as Hadrian's villa. The bridge that you see, that's the footbridge. It's very unusual not to see it covered with tourists and people selling tourist crap, but so I don't know how they got this unusual picture. The picture on the bottom right is the front of the primary Italian government building, kind of like our Congress or Senate. It has this beautiful little open park with palm trees. You'll probably walk through that on a daily basis. You will live in an apartment. You will live with 3 to 4 or 5 other students. There will be, typically it's 2 students per bedroom. You'll have a kitchen. When it says fully stocked, it doesn't mean like with food. It means it's got plates and silverware and pots and pans. You might have a dishwasher. You will have a washing machine. Linens for your bed will be supplied. There is no dryers. Dryers are incredibly environmentally bad. So there are no dryers. They're also incredibly expensive to run. So it's very unusual for people to have dryers in Europe in general. You may not have air conditioning. I put this in there as a caveat. So far, the last 2 years, we've all had air conditioning, but it's not like American air conditioning. So many of the students feel like they never had air conditioning because it was not to their sub-zero standards. Generally, this is a trip that is very group oriented. It's not a solo trip. So I always just like to bring this up because if you don't like to be around other people and your classmates, really not 24 hours a day, but much of the day, and during the day you can travel with one other person somewhere within the city. But if being with people is a huge problem for you, I would like to help you find an experience. You can reach out to Jamie Kern at the Walton Advising Office, or you can reach out to the advisors at the Study Abroad Office, or you can reach out to me. But if being alone is important to you, then we need to find you a different trip. This is a general rule right now. We will depart XNA. I will depart XNA on June 20th, and we will arrive in Rome, or we will leave Rome July 24th. You are welcome to travel with me every step of the way. I usually fly through Dallas, Charlotte, or Chicago. So depending on where you live, maybe meeting at the larger hub is easier for you. You do not have to travel with me. It is just an option. You can show up to Rome a couple weeks in advance and then just meet us at your apartment. You can travel Europe and meet us at your apartment. You can fly a completely different airline. It's really up to you. You need to be where I am in Rome on June, well, it would be June 21st because we'll get there the next day. We'll leave on the 24th, or I will leave on the 24th, which is a Saturday, typically. And then class is finished the Thursday, the 22nd. And so you'll have a couple days, or one solid day for sure, to pack and get last minute gifts and things. You also do not have to return with me. If you want to stay in Europe or fly somewhere else, you're welcome to do that. But this is the pretty close to the schedule that I will be traveling. Okay, how do you apply? First, you're going to go to hogsabroad.uark.edu, and you're going to see that gelato. You should take that as an omen. you're going to see that cone of gelato, and you're going to click on search programs. When that page opens up, you're going to, on the left side, find U of A Rome Center and click on that. When the next page opens up, you're going to scroll down until you find University of Arkansas Rome Center Marketing Rome program, and click on the red, and it will take you to the application process. Things you need to keep in mind, loose ends. You must complete Intro to Marketing, which is MKTG 3433, before you get on the airplane. The only way to do that is to take it spring 2021, intersession, May intersession 2021 if it's offered, or take it somewhere else and transfer it. But you need to make sure before you take it somewhere else that it is a transferable class, that it will count as Marketing 3433. That is the prerequisite to take Consumer Behavior and Global Marketing. If you're going to do a study abroad, whether it's mine or someone else, you need to get a passport, and I would recommend that you do that now. I would recommend that you go to the student union downstairs. I don't know what level it is, but one of the lower levels, they have a place to help you get your passport. If you have any questions whatsoever, I would encourage you to email me. Again, Jamie Kern in Advising can answer questions. Brian Popsell or any of the advisors in Study Abroad can answer questions. I look forward to hearing from you, and thanks.